the thing that got me in the board game was actually a tragedy. So when he died was the moment I realized that he was my hero. And so I ended up playing the game a lot to escape the sadness. Needless to say, since then, I've sought therapy and worked through the stages and been able to come out on the other side. I was like, I'm so mad I didn't know about this stuff until I was older.
Yep.
And I found that with the community, I could be myself 100%. And I can take off the armor that I have to wear every time I go out this house, right?
Today, my guest is Derek from Canje Studios. And Derek I found a few years ago and really fell in love with his content, specifically because he does long, in-depth playthroughs. And playthroughs on games that I really want to play, and sometimes are just out of reach, so I live vicariously through Derek. In fact, so much so, in this episode, I give my top 10 games that Derek has covered on his channel that I wish I could play, and I let him make the case as to whether I should actually play them or not. On top of that, we go into personal loss and how board games can help and have helped heal that for Derek, in addition to meandering through so many other things. And if you've watched this show before, you know that I like my side quests, and this one is no different. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, and if you have the guts to make it through the 2 hours, I think it might be well worth it.
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Pretty good. Just kicking back, had some dinner. Where are you at? What time zone are you in?
East Coast.
East Coast. Okay.
I'm in East Coast time zone. So I assume you're in California?
Yeah, I'm in Seattle. I was born and raised
Seattle.
in California.
Ooh.
I live in Seattle now.
All right. How are you liking it?
Oh, it's too cold and rainy. I've complained about it way too much on this channel, but yeah. In fact, today my wife and I were really just like having like a heart to heart, like, what are we doing? Because it was a beautiful weekend, gorgeous, and everyone, and you basically live here to be here 3 months out of the year that are just beautiful. And this weekend was one of those. And then today is just so gloomy, and we were just kind of like having a hard time getting going, all of that fun stuff.
I'm a huge fan of Overcast, so I hear I should check out Seattle.
Oh, I said that too, being from San Diego, because I had too much sun. Yeah. And then, so I moved to Oregon first, and we came up here in the summer to like check it out. It's like, oh, it was beautiful, not too hot. We're coming probably from triple digits at the time. I don't know. It's been so long at this point. But then the moment we moved up here, it was just like nothing but rain. But I did romanticize cloudy, rainy weather. And you know what? There is still some coziness related to it.
But it's just too much. It's just too much.
Just too much.
Yeah, I get that.
I just start recording. This is like a,
sure,
it's cold open. We just go and super casual. I have like things to talk about with you, but they often meander and we often just kind of like roam around. So I don't have any like core structure. My like main goal here is just to get to know you. I mean, I've watched you for, I think 2 years now. So I kind of know the Derek from YouTube, but I want to get to know you, and I want the audience who's never kind of like watched any of your stuff, which first off, I'm going to say I'm a huge fan of all of your playthroughs. I think you do a really great job. I really enjoy your channel, and basically I'm trying to get everyone on this show that I love. So you are high on the list of like, if you've played the thing that I'm interested in, I'm going to watch your playthrough. So I really well, I think you're obviously a specialist in the playthrough, and we'll get into kind of like your niche and games and all of that stuff. But I'm actually mostly interested, like in the beginning, like how did you, from like just board game, not YouTube, board game perspective, like how did you get from A to B? Like what was the entry point for you?
In terms of board gaming in of itself, it's one of those things where you have them in your house and you play them as kids, Monopoly and Life and Risk, but when you talk, but if you bring that up in terms of the community, they're like, those aren't board games. So,
Yeah.
I find that the thing that got me in the board game was actually a tragedy. Um,
Okay.
and I talked about that on my channel before, but when I lost my father, this was pre-COVID.
How
It
long
was
ago was it?
2019,
Okay. I lost my mom
and
in
so
2019.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
definitely
sorry.
sorry
Sorry to
for that
hear.
your loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so when he died was the moment I realized that he was my hero, and so here
Mm.
goes the things that came in with I became clinically depressed, and it was just really hard, and I found that when I played a specific game, which was Gloom of Kilforth by Tristan Hall, I could escape the sadness for
Mm.
that time that I played the game. And so I ended up playing the game a lot to escape the sadness. Needless to say, since then I've sought therapy and worked through the stages and been able to come out on the other side a little bit more emotionally intelligent and
Right.
and understanding of the things that keep me from being a better person. So it's just more that tragedy got me into playing that game, and then from there, um, uh, I found that a coworker of mine he had a game called Quarriors, and so I was just playing Killforth, and it was Quarriors, and I remember after I played, I was like, okay, well, all right, we found two of these niche games that were. There's no more like this. It's just Monopoly because I grew up as I was the sporty, right? And I watched
Yeah.
football and all this stuff. So, but he was like, no, shut up, shut your face, you're wrong. And he introduced me to the rest of board gaming, and from then it was it
Well,
was off to the
you
races.
cut your teeth on two, I mean, what most would say are very just like edge case games. You didn't come in like the Wingspan and Everdell,
No,
and
no,
that was
yeah,
kind of
no.
my path to it. So, how did you even find that first? Did you just have it when your father passed away?
um, no, I didn't have it. I think I was watching Rolling Solo preview. Well, he previewed at the time. It's an older game, but at the time, I caught a video on YouTube of him playing, and I watched it, and I was like, okay, I'm not as sad when I'm watching this.
Mm,
Okay, let me buy that game, and then I bought it and started playing it, and now like I think I've done I've played it so much I know the game backwards and
right.
forwards. So,
Are you the type of
but
person
yeah,
that like will obsess over a specific game and like want to watch all the content and learn everything about it? And that's kind of what I started to
no,
do with Root early on. Was that's how I started on
oh,
my
okay,
YouTube journey.
yeah, not really. I think it's more if it resonates with me,
Mm,
I'll grab it and then I'll learn it. I think the only game I did that on, there's one game I did do that on, and sadly, what the I think what happened was the excitement exceeded the delivery.
hmm.
And so therefore I bounced off the game because I was like, I was so excited for this and so ready for this. And when I played it, it didn't really stick. I saw the things that started making me be like, okay, I don't like this game as much as I thought I did. So
Hmm.
since then I've just kind of been, let me take a look at just a couple things, different content creators around the space. And if I like what I see, then I'll give it a shot, but not gonna obsess and dive into it.
Did board gaming in general help you get through kind of that grieving process with your dad?
Yes, yes, and it wasn't board gaming. I'd say
Okay.
yes, but it was the community.
Okay.
Um, the community that I came in on, this is even before I started content creation, was like I think what I ended up telling my girlfriend was I was like, I'm so mad I didn't know about this stuff until I was older. Because as a kid, you're growing up, it's awkward. You're figuring stuff out, but you don't know quite where you fit in. Even if you fit in groups, you kind of mask to become part of that group where you're
Mm-hmm.
not being your true self
100%.
100%.
Yep.
And I found that with the community, I could be myself 100%. And being myself 100%, laughing with them, hanging out with them, talking with them. And this is all just kind of on chats, on Discord, on all these other things. They and I'm there's in no small part my girlfriend who helped me find my therapist. They helped me be able to realize I need help, if
Mm.
that makes sense. And so then I was able to seek the help I needed to be able to work through the process of healing.
So it kind of was like a mechanism towards self-discovery, losing your father a
Yeah,
little bit,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yep, pretty much. Pretty
Yeah.
much a harsh one, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So was that like the first big loss in your life?
Yeah,
Yeah, same with me.
yep.
It was so hard.
Yeah, I understand. I fully feel you. It's crazy how much the impact is, and you don't really realize how deep the bottom is until you're in the bottom,
Mhm.
right? Until you're in the pit. And so
100%.
finding that way out is work, and it's hard work, but it has a sense of, able to breathe when you do. So I
Yeah,
highly recommend, like, anybody who's going through that struggle. And I'm not saying, "Hey, pick therapist X and say this
yep.
person will solve your problems." I mean, everyone is different. Everyone you can try 4, 5, 7 times and bounce off of them, but you'll find when you find the right one, it does work.
Are you now, if you don't mind me asking, are you still going today, or was it just kind of like a process you worked through?
Uh, no, it was a process I worked through. I haven't been going today, but after I completed that process, I started doing a lot of research on, um, and once again, the no small part, my girlfriend is a therapist, but
Okay, well that helps.
um, well, she can't
Sort of.
therapize me because
Yeah, right,
there's
right.
kind of that whole
At
law
least
and
could be
stuff.
an
But I
advocate for going and
yeah,
getting help,
yeah,
right?
but it's just more. I started looking into kind of things like, how I grew up, the situations I in, and how that affected me, and how I can break that cycle with my son. And he and I have had some pretty deep conversations as father and son about just kind of, hey, this is where I was. I'm trying to make things better for you. And a
Mhm.
lot of my parents didn't do they were great parents,
Right.
for what where I was, but they never did the I'm sorry, right?
Right.
If they were wrong, they never did the I'm a Gen X kid, so it was do as I say, not as I do.
Mhm.
Children are seen and not heard, that type of
Yeah.
thing. And so now I'm like, I can't carry that on. So I know my father did better than his, and so I need to do better than mine. And that the research and the reading and the just kind of, you know, I guess more or less being an adult is just kind of a way
Mhm.
to move into that mode and be a better person. Well,
Yeah.
try, it's always work.
Yeah, oh, 100%. Like we are completely aligned in that kind of philosophy. I as much as possible, as I make so many mistakes, and
Mm,
I as much as possible try to uh, apologize and also teach them from my experience and be as
yeah,
honest
yeah,
and open,
yeah,
that
yeah,
I found out much later about my parents, unfortunately, when it was too late, on a lot of
yeah,
stuff, right? And I wish they would have kind of been open and honest with me.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that is definitely what I try to do now. And I also think, losing my mom early is a blessing, and up to an extent, in that it's taught me to cherish those relationships, because mine was so
Yeah,
sudden. Like it was,
yeah.
she died of lung cancer, and it was like
Oh,
21 days from
oh
diagnosis.
man, I'm so sorry. That's
Yeah,
awful.
I was in
Yeah,
Hawaii, and I was like, and I had known about it, and we'd had this trip booked forever, and I was like, oh my gosh, do I go? And she's like, she was just diagnosed. I'll go afterwards, and we'll do all that stuff. And my
yeah.
brother called me in the middle of the trip and said, David, you have to come home. Like
Oh
it's
man.
not gonna last. And thank God I made my way there and got to say bye, and all of that stuff. But it
Yeah,
was just like, that was part of the trauma, was that it was just like I was not prepared for anything
yeah,
like that. Um,
yeah. Yeah,
so
cancer got my dad as well. It was different forms. He had prostate cancer, he had breast cancer,
Oh
and
wow.
so it just kept like at first it was breast cancer. He went through the process and then he went into remission and then prostate cancer hit and then it
Mm,
just it just it started coming back again and he went into chemo and he just never came out of it. So it's tough. Yeah, dealing with loss is tough, and I think a lot of a lot of a lot of people, like, including myself, are never really taught how to process that stuff, right?
no.
You know, the world teaches guys you got three emotions: sad, glad, and
Yep.
mad.
Yep.
And so you just have to. So now I recognize there's more to it than that, and just trying to help my son be like, you have more than three. Talk to me. What's going on? Let me explain things. Let me impart some knowledge. And the interesting part of being a parent, of course, of being a parent, is that thing when they reach that certain age. Because my son's 14 now, and he'll be 15 this year. And I found that I have to do the thing of I'm moving from telling you what to do to giving you advice, and you make that decision and deal with
Hmm.
the consequences and the outcomes.
That's my kids are in the same area or era in their lives, and that's exactly it. You have to trust that you've given them the tools to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
into situations, and that is so hard as a parent because I feel, in general, I like control just over my life.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like the loss of control or not feeling
Yes,
like I don't know what
yeah,
I'm walking into. What I don't know.
yeah,
There's an entire mental health episode we could
yeah.
probably do. Um uh, but that is like the toughest part about this time
Yeah,
is say, I really hope I poured enough into them that they are
yeah,
equipped to go and deal with whatever and deal
yeah,
with the stuff that I went through as a kid,
yeah.
probably, hopefully, a little better. you know. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, I agree, I agree.
oh, geez. Okay. Well, I'm gonna probably timestamp this as like the sad part.
Deep, we got deep, that's all, we got
Yeah,
deep. We
no,
got deep for a
no,
little
that's
bit.
cool. Personally, I like conversations that do meander. I warned everyone before this,
Yeah, yeah,
and I am an open book. I'm happy to talk about, like, any of my personal struggles. There's been plenty, and all that stuff. I think it's also good to hear other people talk about it, right? Like, so
yeah. Mhm.
hopefully someone's lost their parent. If you have and you're having a tough time, reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you because um
You're
there's a
not
lot of
alone,
stuff.
you're
Yeah,
not
for
alone.
sure. Yeah, there's a lot of
Mhm.
stuff I've learned. And just 2019, just to take it back to the sad, doesn't it feel like it was just yesterday? Like
Yes.
I don't
Yeah,
feel like the time has elapsed like it
yeah.
should have, right? Like
Yeah,
it doesn't,
yeah,
it really, when you have a point in time like that, it really tells you how time flies, right? Like when you
yeah,
look back, it's
yeah,
like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
like there's many times I would say, if like they're like, hey, how long ago did your mom die? It's like a couple years ago. It's like, no, it's actually not been a couple years anymore. It's been a
yeah,
pretty significant amount of time.
yeah, yeah.
All right, board gaming.
Back to board gaming.
The food for the soul, which is truly therapeutic.
Mm,
It does bring community together, whether it be online or in person. It's one of the few things I actually think that we have left from a community perspective that's actually hopefully brings people
yeah,
together in real life. I know we both, um, you know. Uh, deal in the virtual kind of board gaming and all, but and you talked a little bit about how much community has meant to you, but you play a ton of solo and
yeah,
co-op games.
yeah,
Explain to me, like, how did you get down the solo rabbit hole? It was an acquired taste for me in a really big way.
yeah. I found that, there so there's the community online and then there's the community in person.
Mhm.
And while both are fantastic, the community in person is inconsistently consistent. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I hear you.
someone will say, if you start a campaign, it'll be, "Oh, I can't make it because," and
Hmm.
as we grow older and children enter the mix, it even does it more where it's, "No, I can't make that Tuesday. Nope, can't make tonight." And so it becomes very difficult to keep a consistent group to play a game, especially a campaign game, because now campaigns are like, oh, 500 plus hours of random enjoyment. And so I found that if I didn't do something, if I didn't I wanted to play the games, and waiting on people was making it that I couldn't play the games. So I was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna play them, whatever." And, um, just have some time playing games, and I've actually found when I first started and I was just playing by myself, I was like, "Oh, this is a little," but then when I started content creation, a weird I don't
Mm,
know what happened in my brain, but this weird thing happened in my brain where it was I felt that the people in the chat, and I still do to this day, that they're sitting at the table with me talking to me. And so whenever I see someone in the like in the comments, as I'm doing a live stream and they're talking, they're sitting right across from me. And
mhm,
I never since kind of coming to into whatever that is and embracing it, I've never when I say I play solo games, I never feel like I'm playing solo. Like, at all, and I don't know what that is. I know people will be like, "Feh, whatever, you're crazy," and I might be, but I think it's just more I enjoy I that's how I feel when I play a
mhm.
solo game. I don't feel like I'm playing it by myself.
You said a little bit like when I first started playing solo games, was it hard to make that? For me, at least, that was kind of my.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to imagine playing a solo game and not having an intelligent thing to go against. I very much came from
Yeah.
video games before
Yeah.
board
Yeah.
games, and they're all, most of them are solo, right? Unless we were
Right.
kids back in the day where we actually, played with friends next to each other. I do miss those. I do miss those days.
Yeah.
But I had a hard time, like, uh, I don't know, projecting that I was playing this thing, and it's like I'm using my having to use my imagination, and if it's not a really
Oh.
good one, sometimes it's really a math problem, and you're like two
Yeah.
turns away from losing, and you're going to lose. Like, did you
Yeah.
find any of those problems, and then it came alive later with live stream, or
Yeah.
was it just
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
worked for
No,
you?
I found exactly those problems. I think you and I are aligned on that, a lot, that it was hard to well, I won't say it's hard it was hard to imagine certain scenarios, as I was playing. I'm all the other thing I found later on in life was RPG games like D&D and stuff like that. And
Okay,
so I was forced to be the game master for D&D for
you
the
really?
first ever D&D that I ever D&D'd.
Do you still play?
And yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
I have a group that we've been going for about 8 years.
Oh, awesome.
But I think that it's that helped me be a made me into a world builder. So when I'm
Mm.
watching someone's that's when I play games, I'm like, what's the narrative? What's the world I'm working in? Can I just walk your freaking world, or are you gonna drag me through each node step by step? And those are things that come up for me as I watch games, but that helps a lot with it. But I still run into those things you talk about like, yeah, the math's not math, and I'm doing something wrong. Something isn't right, and I don't have an intelligent person to
Yeah.
bounce that against. So I'm like, oh god, this is bad.
It's funny you mentioned RPGs. I would have, I don't know, maybe even 2 years ago, I would have, if you asked me about playing D&D or an RPG, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so dorky. I'm not
Yes,
ever
I'm telling you.
going to do that. Like a game that, like, does the dungeon master just make up the rules? Like, this is just crazy, so stupid. But like, it's weird how this hobby grows on you like a fungus, and
Yeah,
you start to be like, well, I played this thing and it had some elements to that. It might be cool if I had others in the room,
yeah,
and we started talking
yeah,
about this, and I started to really appreciate the above the table
yeah,
kind of stories that are created in games. I haven't played D&D or any sort of RPG. I
mm,
would be open to it at this point now,
right.
when 2 years ago, nope, that's for
Uh,
dorks. I'm not doing
yeah,
that. I just play board
yeah.
games.
Well, remember coming from the sporty, right?
Yeah, same here. That's where I
So
came from.
when I was in high school and there were kids going into the library to play, I was like, nerds, and I'm
Hmm.
gonna go play basketball and football and baseball, and I'm gonna do and go track and play soccer and do all these things, and just see these kids coming out, and it's like, you just kind of look at them and be like, man, life's gonna be hard for them. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, it's gonna be hard for you, not them.
Yeah,
They're
right.
gonna be fine.
Yeah, they have a community. They have friends. They're actually talking to each other and not staring at their phone. Actually, you know.
And the truth of it is that they build the deepest bonds because
Mm,
they're talking to each other. They're doing something together that they each enjoy, and they are closer and real with each other than any of the people that I played sports with who was kind of playing the role at the time, right? They're, yes, I'm this and I'm this tough person and yeah, this stuff, when actually no, you're kind of upset about something, but you don't want to talk about it because you don't think it'll be
hmm.
manly enough. And while these other kids, these other are like, hey, I'm having a really hard time at home. Hey, tell me about that. And they're talking about
Yeah.
that stuff because they've opened up to each other about their the things that they enjoy and become real people. So um I think like, yeah, moving from that into board gaming, I was like, man, I've wasted so much time.
Right.
I should have been doing what, I should have been trying it all out and not just being closed minded. And board games really opened me up to a lot of different avenues of trying different things and never say no until you try it once and that
It's
type of
well, it's funny you say that. I just got back from Dice Tower West, which was my first convention ever. I've been
thing. Okay.
an insane introvert, just racked with anxiety, panic attacks my
Hmm.
entire life. And I finally just decided, like, you know what? I'm gonna go. And I did.
Okay.
And I started to like saying, well, so this is it, the full arc, there's a lot more to it in the back end, but I recently was laid off. So I'm like, I have this
Oh, I'm
full,
so
like,
sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
honestly,
I
the
remember
literal
I
best
remember
thing that's
I
ever
remember
happened to me.
Yeah, I watched your video. I remember when you talked about and you started the cardboard.
Yeah.
Cardboard?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I thought it was coming back then, and that's why I started it. And
Okay.
it did eventually get me. So I've been laid off for a couple months now, but best thing that's ever happened to me. So I started to say, you know what, David, just, it's time to stop. I don't know. You talked a little bit about the like pretending to be a different person and not really kind of like being your authentic self. That's been me for 23 years with the same company. And I finally said, like, no, I'm gonna go be myself. And I went to the
Cool.
convention,
Awesome.
and the convention went nothing like I expected, which was beautiful. I met beautiful people. I let things just happen. I stopped trying to control things, and I met an incredible community, and I was just like, my eyes were opened. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is what happiness feels like. And I told this
Yeah.
story. I was like, I think it was Friday night. It was probably 9 or 10. The whole place was full. Tables are erupting everywhere. Ours is probably erupting. We're playing Lords of Vegas, an incredible game that
Mm.
I was introduced to. And I just like had this epiphany, like, oh my gosh, like this is like happiness. Like there's all
Yeah.
of these people together. We're all like-minded. Nobody's trying to pretend to be somebody they're not. This might be the
Yeah.
very first time, Derek, that I've been in a room where I had that feeling. I've always felt out of place. I've always felt like
Yeah.
I don't
I feel
belong
that
here at
too.
all.
Yeah, I
And
feel that too.
and that was, I don't even know why I went into that, and I probably tell that too often, but
I think that's
around,
great. I think that's great.
yeah, around being your authentic self, and you know I've had that recent life-changing experience, and I think it's changed me to start kind of saying yes to things, and doing this show is one of them, which I was scared to,
Awesome.
frankly. I was scared to just kind of like talk to people and just see how it goes, just for like, fear of
Mhm.
man, fear of being judged, all of that stuff. And I've
Yeah.
had a blast. I'm getting to
Yeah.
talk to cool people like you, so it's actually turning out pretty good.
Oh, thank you, thank you. No, I think this is a really great conversation, and I'm glad that you were able to have that feeling of that happiness wash over you as you're at the convention. My first convention was GenCon, and
Oh,
so,
that's a
well,
different one, right?
the the thing is, so I'm an extrovert. I'm a huge like,
Okay.
I think
You
I
feed
always
off of
tell
it.
my
You gain
I
energy
do.
from it.
I
Okay,
do.
cool.
I
I
do.
don't.
I do. I do. Yeah, I've worked. I'm a well. I started off basically. I'm a software engineer, so I
Mm,
work with introverts constantly,
right.
and so I know when to push pull.
Okay.
When it's like,
When
okay,
they
I'm gonna leave you
glaze
alone
over
for a
and
little
they
bit.
start to disassociate, you're like, okay, time to lay off.
Joke one of my friends, one of my old coworkers told me, he was like, "Introverts don't have friends, they just extroverts just kinda come over and pull them into the groove."
Yeah.
And that's how they get friends, and
As an
so,
introvert, I
uh
actually hoped for that in Dice Tower, but I actually had to go and just like, show up to somebody's table. So, which actually
well
worked out
well,
well.
because I've also found that the community is heavily introverted, right?
Yeah,
So,
right.
so me, sometimes I have to rein in the extrovert vomit that I do on people, and I'm just like, "Okay, all right, don't want to scare you off, so let's talk."
Right.
And it's been pretty good. Gen Con, what my first convention was Gen Con, and it was incredible. I
Was it
mean,
recently or a few years ago?
it was the Gen Con that happened um after COVID, like after the
Okay.
first booster
So
shot
the
from
first one.
there
Yep.
that I went. And I met up Rob from Rob's Gaming Table. He
Oh,
and
I love
his
Rob.
he
I don't know
Yeah,
Rob, but
Rob's
I've watched
awesome.
his stuff too
He's
a
he's a
lot.
good guy, yeah.
Yeah.
So he came, and a lot of the community was there, so I got to meet a lot of people that I chat with and whatnot, and it was just incredible. It was everybody was chill. There wasn't any egos. Everybody just wanted to come and be their authentic self and just play games and have a good time. And it was incredible. And so I was just like, okay, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to
It's like, oh,
be.
you
And
found your tribe. I would imagine you and Rob
yeah,
have an insane crossover of
yeah,
viewers.
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I think I started because he was the only one at the time that I knew that was doing live. Because at the time, Meet Me at Table was recorded. One Stop was all the guys at One Stop were doing recorded. There wasn't any live.
Mm.
I know that. So it was just more. I would just kind of go on there and just hang around in the background, and then start hanging out and talking. And I think he was the one that got me doing, because I said, I'm thinking about doing content creation. He was like, go for it, man. If you're feeling it, do it. And so I was like, screw it. So I did
So
it.
you were
Here I
hanging
am.
out in his chat and
Yeah.
essentially, oh, interesting. So you were in YouTube obviously before you went to Gen Con?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
very cool. So watching him, was that just something you're like, oh, I could do that, or I just like aspire to do that? Were you scared to do it? Like,
I think there was some fear and trepidation around that, but it was just more. I was in the try new things mode, and so
mhm,
it's COVID. I'm going crazy.
right.
I'm even working from home. I have to do something. And so I'm thinking about doing it. I've seen all these other content creators do it. I'm a huge tech guy, so I was like, getting the setup is not going to be difficult. I'll
Mhm,
figure it out kind of as I go.
right.
Little did I know lighting and sound would be the bane of my existence. And
The-
so
yeah. And even
and
when you
so
think you have
then
it figured out, it's still a pain
you
in the
don't.
ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't. Every update brings new
Oh
challenges.
God. Yeah.
So then I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. And I created my first one, which was Ascension, and it was for the video game Ascension. And then from there, I think my first board game I did was Unbroken, I believe. Where and I said, this felt good. And then I just kept doing it.
Did you start with live or did you start with recorded videos?
Recorded. I started with recorded. I did
Yeah,
two,
Unbroken, then
three.
Ascension Chronicles, it looks like.
Yeah, yeah. And then I went live from there. Like, after Ascension, you'll see live.
Are you excited about Ascension Lord of the Rings? Did you
No,
see that? No.
I love Lord of the Rings, but I'm not a huge. I love Lord of the Rings, but I'm not a huge. I need to get the game because it's Lord of the Rings type of
Okay.
thing.
Are you a
So
fan of
when
Ascension?
I like Ascension, but I'll say yes, I'm a fan of Ascension, but I
Mm,
think like I've culled all my Ascension stuff thus far because uh, it 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 I couldn't find anything enjoyable about it after a time. It had a shelf life. I guess that's
right.
the way to put it. It had a shelf life, and
You need a more
once I culled,
complexity or more,
yeah,
levers to pull, so on and so
yeah,
forth.
yeah, yeah, and once I culled it, it was then all right. No, I'm done with Ascension.
So you
But
do
there
you
are other
only do
things that I
live
have.
now?
Yes,
So you just
No,
take the
I'll say no. Let me take that
okay.
back because that's a lot. I just lied to you. I started recording with Mark. There's
Yeah.
a and we've been playing Aeon Trespass Odyssey. That's
And you don't
recorded
ever play them live.
only
Well, Aeon's
because that
Trespass would be so hard to play live.
that's why
Yeah.
it would be very difficult to play live, and so now we're about to move. We're gonna take a little break from Aeon Trespass Odyssey, and we're gonna start playing Isofarian Guard, and
Okay.
we'll record it. And I got to work at his pace, and I want to respect his pace because he's an introvert, so I can't be like, "Hey, day one,
Yeah.
cameras on you, talk." All right, so
Right, right.
I just kind of gotta work with his pace. And if Mark's like, "Okay, I'm ready for this stuff to start going live,"
And
then we'll do
he's off
live.
camera now, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
just
yeah. I
okay.
make sure my camera and his camera are off, so it's not even you don't even see me on there. You just see my
Got it.
hands.
So do
But
you
yeah.
prefer live?
Yes,
Yeah. So
I do. If
sell me
I
live
do if I'm
because
playing
I'm
solo.
deathly afraid of going live. So I have like one live, I think, and I was playing Dune Imperium. I remember shaking going live. I don't
Really?
know. I don't
Yeah.
know why, but you're the extrovert. I'm the introvert. I'm like so deathly afraid of being judged. I get one bad comment and it just crushes my day. And I go like, oh.
Oh
And now
man,
the
yeah.
assholes are all going to go and put bad comments out there because they want to crush my day. But uh,
I
uh,
will. I think what I found is I prefer live because it feels like I'm not playing a game by myself when I'm live.
yeah.
Also, I love to have I love to have the community with me on the journey, on the quest or journey or mission that I'm on. When they're on there and they're talking, even if they're not even talking about the game, they're just talking between each other. What's better yet is that as a solo gamer, I'm not going to get every rule right, and they're there to help, and so therefore it's
They do help, don't
oh
they?
cool. Yeah, yeah, very much so. Very much so. And it's such a great feedback of help where it's just like, "Oh, you forgot to do it. Oh, yeah, I did forget to do that." I'm able to
Does it
fix it.
ever get annoying? This was one of the topics I had a little later on, but let's just jump into it because I think I found
Mm,
you a Seventh Citadel and I can't
yep.
remember what it was. There was something that happened with rules. I remember I got pissed about the way somebody did something to you. I can't remember if I mentioned it on a video or whatever, but and I think you've talked about a learning disability possibly as well.
Oh, the way I learn games. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
learned that
disability is not the right
I
word.
learn things. The way that I learn things is different than the way what you would call an average person learns
Mhm.
things, right? Someone could grab a book, read the book, and say, "Boom, I'm ready to go."
Right.
I can
Not me.
if you give me if you give me a rule book, and I've timed myself. I was reading the rule book to explore it.
Mhm.
It took me 7 hours to read that rule book. I watched a video and I knew how to play the game. And so it was the written text, and it's not, "Oh, he can't read," because that's ha ha ha. No, it's more, "No, I can read. I don't keep information the way that that people normally do."
Mhm.
I think what if I'm shown how to do something, if I see how to do it and then I do it, I got it. But if
Right.
someone says, read this 79-page rule book and you will know how to play the game," no, I won't. You're setting me up. You're not setting me up for success.
It's funny. I don't even know if that's not normal. I don't know what the numbers are, but I'm exactly like you. I could speed watch, like put it on 1.5
Yep, yep,
all the way through and I can go play it because I
yep,
see it. The only way I can
yep,
use a rule book. So if I was just trying to play Voynich puzzle and there's no really good, Paul does a little bit of a teach, but it's not a full teach. And I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm like, okay, the only way I'm going to get this actually played is I have to set it up and then I have to
yep,
read it. So then I can actually look at the pieces
yep, yep.
and I have to have that visual connection or like you, I'm going to have to sit there for like 7 hours. I can't just
Yeah,
read through a rule book and figure it out. And I had
yeah.
this guy like lay into me when I think I criticized Elder Scrolls um rules a little bit. I just felt like it was a little a little
It's not a
finicky.
great rule book. It's
You
not
know,
a
it's
great rule
no, it
book.
wasn't. and I can't even remember specifically what it was. Oh, it's because I literally created a flow chart. And
Okay.
since then I put flowcharts in cardboard because that's the way I
Yeah.
learn. So I
Uh-huh.
can actually visually see what the turn looks like. And
Yeah.
some asshole put up on the comments about like, dude, are you an idiot? Can you not read? It's like the most simple thing ever. It's like, dude, we're all different. Like how could you sit there and say that? Like maybe I
Yeah.
am an idiot. Like, but does that make you feel
I
better?
I usually for people who there's different types of feedback. Constructive feedback is great because that's something I can learn from.
Right.
Unconstructive feedback is where you just kind of say, "Hey, man, I'm sorry you didn't like the game, the playthrough. There are other channels out there that do a way better job than I do. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
you might find enjoyment in doing that. Have a great day." Right? It's feeding that kind of stuff back to the person who did it. I started my brain goes to that person must have had a really hard day. They
Yes.
they probably like lost a job, got in a car accident, ran out of gas on the road, got yelled at by their spouse or manager or something, and I'm just the face that they can let that out on. And
Mm.
so answering that back with, well, forget you is not it's not helpful because it's just gonna spiral. It's not what that person needs. So it's just more you hit them with I just come back with, man, I'm sorry that this didn't work out for you. I hope there are other content creators, name off a couple who are doing playthroughs like this. They'll probably get the rules right and play it to the way that you enjoy. You know,
Yeah.
thanks for the
No,
feedback and have a
I
good
like
day.
that perspective. I do think that's the way I think about it. And just recently we had an ARCs playthrough and we had a guy go through and if you're listening by any chance, I really appreciate all the rules corrections. But I'm playing with some new people
Yeah.
to just playing stuff, and they're actually, I think their feelings are a little bit hurt, and I just wanted to tell them like, hey, you just don't know the situation or even the tone. That's the tricky part with text, and
Text and tone.
I read in the worst tone just
Yeah,
because I'm just
yeah.
like, oh, like I literally get this like awful feeling like, oh, what do I do? What
Yeah,
did I do? I actually stopped
yeah.
doing playthroughs for a really long time because I had a hard time dealing with that because I felt like I was letting people down. I played a lot of Too Many Bones
Oh, gotcha.
playthroughs early on, and dude, I make so many mistakes. I just make mistakes all the time. Like I don't know if I've ever played a game, especially a complex game, perfect all the way through. And I just started to feel really bad, or it just made me feel bad
Well,
getting corrected
yeah.
all the time on that stuff.
Well, you'll never play a game perfectly, never.
No.
I've played Gloom of Kilforth forever, and I still get stuff wrong. You
Yeah.
won't play it perfectly. I think one of and I'll give a shout out to Steve over at Co-op Guild. Was one of the things he asked me. He was like, "Why are you doing this? Like, in terms of why are you playing this game? Why are you running your channel? Why are you doing this?" Some people do it to chase the numbers, right? They're on the
Hmm.
grind. It's their job. That's what they're trying to do. And I respect the grind, right? Some people do it as a hobby and go and just kind of say, this is a thing I'm doing on the side, and and then some people do it for kind of what I started doing, what I initially started doing for, which was to meet community and stretch out because they may be introverted and it might drive a lot of anxiety for them to go out of their comfort zone. This is the next thing to that comfort zone where, hey, I can talk to more people without having to look someone in the face as they judge me, right?
Mm.
So it's I think the question we always have to ask is, why do we do the thing? Why am I making content? I'm making content because I enjoy playing video games with my community. And I say video games, I mean board games, sorry. I enjoy
Yeah.
playing board games with my community. And so um if that is why I'm doing it, the other stuff kind of just falls away and it just turns into angry person, you must have had rough day. Hey man, you want to come play some games with me and we'll just kind of talk about it. Um person who comes in with some really constructive feedback. Thank you so much. This is really going to be helpful for other people coming to the
Right.
video that I might miss something and they're trying to learn from me and I'm teaching it wrong, that you're helping me help them. And in turn, I'm grateful for that. So thank you. So I've gotten I've gotten I've gotten terrible feedback in terms of like racist comments and stuff like that. But that's the nature of the beast. I've been dealing with that my whole life, so it's what it is, man. So it's just more you delete those. You only let in the stuff you want to let in, and you learn to kind of just do that. It's not about having tough skin. It's about being able to say anyone can say anything to me. What I do with it is within my control. Right? That isn't about having tough skin. That's about having boundaries. That's all that stuff is. It's just someone could yell at me all day long. If I react to them, they have taken control away from me.
Mm.
And as you said, you like to be in control, you like to understand how stuff works. So you can't so don't give up that control. Just be like, "Hey, I'm sorry, man." Move on with it.
Has racism through the comments been it's even a little in my from my perspective is too much and a lot, but has it been a big problem for you?
In this community, no, because because funny enough, the community protects it their own.
Mm,
So you'll find that people who are kind of the insiders because they can hide behind a screen, right, and
yeah.
say these awful things in anonymity. You find that when they do it, the community like lays into them. I
Mm,
think one time it did happen during a stream, and the community that was like right there laying into it, and then I just blocked them and moved on because it's
yeah.
just more. Uh, I have to deal with that. That's the reason why I'm very protective of the board gaming community. I don't mean like I mean like I will defend it if someone's coming in and being like community stupid. I'll be like, well, why do you think it's stupid? Let's talk about it and let me break this down because I if this community says let me be my authentic self and I can take off the armor that I have to wear every time I go out this house, right? Then I'm going to be protective of it because they are providing me a space where I can breathe. And you have no idea. I won't say you have no idea. I'll say it's for me. It's beyond explanation of words to be able to take off the armor of all the nasty things that are flying around here today, and a lot of people don't believe you. I mean, that's the other hard part is that I'll say, "Hey, this thing happened," and they'll try to explain it away, or they don't believe that it happened, and I'm like, "It happened. It happened to me
Mm,
quite a bit of times," and so it's happened in spaces where I should have been safe. It happened in spaces where I knew it wasn't going to be safe, and but in this community, I found they live up to their word and they are protective of the space that they won't let this foolishness continue. And so therefore showing me that I've been able to de-armor, take off the armors of I gotta be ready for battle everywhere I go every single day and just breathe. And so I cherish that space and I protect that space very wholeheartedly.
I'm glad you can feel that way even in the midst of still experiencing some of it, right? Like
Yeah.
the internet should unfortunately is not the space that a lot of people feel safe because that anonymity emboldens such idiocy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they will say things that they will never say to your face. And I being a white male, the worst I've gotten, or actually was recently, was basically I'm getting fat, and I was like, I do know that, but it did hurt pretty bad. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I better get back on the diet. Yeah, I lost my job and some shit's been going on, but yeah, uh, but I
Yeah,
had
yeah. Don't let that. I can tell you don't let that stuff get to you and be like, dude, you're fine. I don't see that. I see somebody when I watch your content. I subscribe to your channel. I see someone who cares about what they're doing. I see somebody who puts out really good content, really meaningful content, and that's all I see. Right?
Mhm.
If someone's coming up and looking at that it's something going on with them that they
Yeah,
feel, "Oh, it needs to be something I need to point out because I need to feel better about something that's happening with
yeah,
me," right?
yeah.
And so that's where you're and then there are things that we and even me still today, that where I deal with a lot of stuff that I have to own and do the work on to make sure that, I'm not projecting that on someone else
Yeah.
or internalizing that stuff. So to me, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for the space. I'm grateful that, I mean, when you announced Cardboard, I signed up for it. I'm on there. And so I'm
Appreciate
grateful
that. You
for,
connected your channel as well, and I appreciate that also.
yeah, yeah, I'm grateful for just kind of the space and the things that the what you know I watched, like I said, I watched a lot of your videos. How I did not know about the channel until when I saw I got pinged by YouTube when you were talking about Seven Continent,
Yeah.
and and that's how I found your
I
channel. And
hate
so I was
that
like,
game.
and so I was like, man, oh, this guy, I like what this guy's doing, and so I subscribed, and yep, you're on my, you're right up almost at the top of subscribe list. So when you drop new stuff, I'm watching it.
Cool. I appreciate that. I wasn't saying the fat thing to say like, oh, this is what's happened to me. I was actually just saying like hardly anything's happened to me. But I
Uh,
recently had Alex from Board Game Co. on, and I got on that anti-Semitic comments, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Like I it was a really weird, oh, I'm walking in somebody else's shoes all of a sudden,
yeah,
that I'm having to go
yeah,
and police these comments that I've never even thought of having to do. I thought
yeah.
people were mean before, and I was just
Oh,
like,
people are
wow,
terrible.
that's so sad. Like, so when you say that you've had that happen, but you have such a positive outlook around it, it's
Mm,
inspiring because uh, I have nothing to be angry or mad about, or whatever it might be relative to you or Alex, or whatever. Um, but I guess I just want to say like I think you have the right perspective, and you have the
yeah,
right, and I'm glad that the community that we're in comes to your aid in those
yeah,
situations as well, because
yeah.
like the video game space, for example, no, it's so
Oh, it's
toxic,
bad. It's
so
so
awful.
toxic. Oh, it's so
So
bad.
yeah, right. Like you would not be able to live in there and
Yeah,
probably feel the
yeah,
same way. And it's an
yeah,
adjacent space. And I think
yeah,
that says a lot about kind of like what we're in, what we're doing.
yeah. I agree. I agree.
You mentioned your why is the community. Um, you have to have some sort of why. You put in a ton of work, a ton of hours. You make really long playthroughs, which I know it. I'm just going to say it. Those are not conducive to getting subscribers. Subscribers
Yeah,
need top 10 lists. They need shorts. They need the
yeah.
hotness right then and there. You've had some huge hitters. You're like your first Elder Scrolls video is an example. I couldn't believe, how many people went and watched that. Um, but how much does the stats, the gamification of YouTube actually matter to you?
Zero. I'm
Literally
not doing
zero.
it for that. Yeah,
Do you
I don't
look at
care
your
about.
subscribers? Like,
No.
okay, so that's not even
Yeah.
a thing.
It's I think what I like, I celebrate the subscriber number. Saying I don't look at them, I don't want it to sound like, oh, I just bypass it, whatever.
You don't
It's
look at them
more
every day?
right. No,
Yeah,
no,
okay. I do.
no. I glance at them from time to time to say, hey, if I cross this threshold, it's time to do a milestone video, like to that extent. When I first started, I think I fell into that trap of wanting to get bigger, but and doing these, trying to reach out and do all this different stuff, and I found that I wasn't enjoying it.
Mm.
It became a grind. And I was like, as soon as board gaming turns into work, I was like, I already work. I don't want to come home and do more work. I want to come home and relax. And so I found that when I stopped caring about numbers, when I stopped caring about, okay, you need to make sure your channel's growing, when I stopped caring about that stuff, I actually enjoyed what I was doing. And so therefore, as you said, 2 to 4 hours, I think my longest video I did was Stars of Acarios. I played it for 6 hours straight. Didn't care. Didn't
Yeah.
care. Didn't care. Because I was having fun. I was enjoying what I was doing, and when I find myself enjoying what I'm doing, I don't want to stop. I just keep going, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, would I love to have more subscribers? Sure. If it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
happen, will I be busted up about it? No. Um,
I mean,
I
you've
think,
had a steadfast vision on all of your videos. I mean, you have not wavered at all. Like if you look
yeah,
at my
yeah,
channel, it's all over the place. I've tried lists and this and that and all kinds of different stuff to see if it lands. You, to your credit, you play games,
yeah.
which which is awesome. But a lot of content creators, I would surmise, don't play enough games and probably spend too much time, including I'll
But they,
speak for myself. So
yeah, but I mean, there are people who do that, and they get there's a preponderance of them who get the outcomes they want, right?
yeah.
They get into the 20,000 viewer counts. They're the cult of, I think it's called the cult of the new, where they're playing the latest prototype, or as soon as the game drops, they do it, and then you never hear from it again. And I think what I found was, when I saw, there was one channel a while back where I saw them do a like, hey, this is the preview prototype of this game that's coming to Kickstarter at this time, and they played through it, and I wanted to know more about the game, and it was, well, we get so much games, we don't need, like, they don't care, it's just a churn, right? And I found that I don't like that. I want to
That's why I
play the
love your
game, I want
channel,
to enjoy the
by the way.
game.
That's
Yeah.
exactly why I love it.
Oh, thank you.
That's what frustrates me so much is the content that I like to watch are
Mm,
incredible deep dives so we can get into the meta of the game, the different levers
yeah,
that are there, the
yeah,
Easter eggs that you might find, whatever it is. Or I like to see somebody literally go through and play it all and be a part of that journey and all of that stuff. I find it odd that channels like yourself aren't the ones that are the biggest, because to me that's like that's where I feel the most connected to people like you, rather
mm,
than whoever's kind of churning out the videos like like I've done in the past. And that's, to your point, I pivoted to this, which is what I actually
mm,
love to do, is just to talk to
yeah,
people about games. I'm not editing anymore. This is just like I throw it out there. I'll put together a little clip in the beginning to kind of a little hook or whatever,
mm,
but I am getting more time to actually play games instead of editing and doing all of
yeah, yeah,
this extra stuff. Like I like these deep dives that you do. So I'm super appreciative that people like you are here, that aren't doing top 10 lists, or
yeah.
I do them, so I'm no judgment. But in fact,
Mhm.
I have a top 10 list for you right after this, ironically.
Okay, I
Yeah.
want to hear. I want to hear the top 10. A minute. I want to hear the top 10.
You're right. It's actually, this might be a really good segue. So, I watch your stuff, and you play a lot of stuff I want to play.
Mm,
We have some crossover, but not as much
mm,
as I'd like. And as I started to go through, like preparing for this, I want to find like, oh, where are these kind of common areas we have? And I found that the biggest commonality we have is you play the games I want to play that I don't play. So what I've
okay.
done is I've made a top 10 list of games
Okay.
you've played on your channel that I want to play. And your job
Okay.
is to tell me, should I waste my time, or
Okay.
should I invest my time or save my time and not play it?
Okay.
Does
All
that
right.
sound fair?
Let's do
Okay,
it. Let's
let's go
do
through.
it.
I actually planned this to be like the beginning icebreaker, but not one of these things has gone as planned. Like I interviewed Cole Worley. I swear to you,
Mm.
I had 80% of my questions left by the end of that thing. And I was like, oh, I'm not a very good
That means a
interviewer.
good conversation.
It
No,
was a
that
good
means that you had a
conversation.
great
No,
conversation.
it
Yeah.
was. It was a good conversation. But I did not, like, if I went in there with a goal, it's like, and it's part of like my anxiety, like, oh, I've got to over prepare for stuff. Well, anyways,
Okay.
people don't want to hear that. Number 10, and these first few games that I have, and I've had for a really long time, and I've never played
All
Robinson
right.
Crusoe. Tell me, do
Okay.
I need to invest time? And keep in mind, I do enjoy some punishment. I do
Okay.
play Too Many Bones. So,
Well, this is a different level of
yeah.
punishment. So that's why I was like, do you like, when you don't win, does it sour you to the game?
So no, it doesn't at all. In fact, the more I've been in this hobby, the more I like the stories that are told. If there's dramatic endings, especially like Too Many
Okay.
Bones, I lose more often than not. But if
Okay.
it comes down to like a big dice roll at the end or something, that some sort of drama that happens, I can really enjoy a 3-hour play. But
Okay.
if the ones I don't like is when it comes down to a math problem and I look 3 turns ahead and it's like, oh, there's no way I'm winning this. I might as well quit. Those are the ones I don't like.
That's Robinson Crusoe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
behind me.
doesn't
I've got the
it doesn't
mats. I've
have
got everything.
it it doesn't have the deep dive story that you like. You have a
It's
mission.
one
They're
shots,
all
right?
just they're one shots. You have a mission to solve a problem. The design layout of the board and the turn structure is incredible. It's really good. You just go from top left to right, bottom left to right. That's the round,
Hmm.
right? And so it's really fun to try to beat the game. Um, but if you're looking for a story aspect with the same type of harshness, I would recommend this War of Mine.
That one's been recommended to me a lot.
I would say I would recommend that over Robinson Crusoe if
Do you
you're
get
saying you
sad
like the
playing that?
narrative. No, because it's
Oh,
real. I think that's
okay.
the thing. I think a lot of people who've bounced off that game have been like the subject matter's too depressing, and I think what that stems from is they feel uncomfortable with it,
Mm,
and I embrace the discomfort of that. So I'm like, I know this is a thing that can happen. I know this is a thing. This is a horrible thing. I want to know their story, and so
mm,
I don't get. I'll say it saddens me with some of the outcomes, but I don't get depressed about it. I'm just like, I want to know more about their story. I want to know what happened. It's kind of like that brain of saying someone has to
mm,
tell your story, and so that's why I enjoy it. If it's a game that I said that you can handle where the subject matter is not too heavy or not too uncomfortable for you to move away from it, I would recommend that over Robinson Crusoe. I know there are a lot of Robinson Crusoe fans. The game is brutally punishing, but uh, I think I won once, and I was
I was
shocked
gonna
that I
ask if you've
won
ever won.
once, and I was like, "Oh my god, did I just win?"
Did
So-
it feel good though? Like, was it worth? Was it like me being in Seattle waiting 9 months for sun, and you finally get it, and you're like, oh, that's so worth it.
I think it feels good when you win, but it feels good when you lose because you're trying to push through it.
Mhm.
I think I think you'll play it, you'll say, "Hey, this is kind of fun," and after about the 4th, you'll probably start to bounce off of it slowly.
Okay. I felt like Seventh Citadel was pretty punishing, at least for me. Maybe I was playing it
Then
completely wrong.
then
So
Robinson Crusoe will crush you.
well,
It will
that one was
crush
just
you.
like no checkpoint. Throw me back to the beginning.
Yeah, yeah,
Start
yeah,
over.
yeah,
That permadeath was
yeah,
not my favorite thing.
yeah,
I suppose I
Robinson
could have
Crusoe
house
will
ruled.
crush.
Okay, okay, good. I'll go ahead and sell that. Do you still own it?
No,
Okay,
I donated mine. Usually
okay,
I will call games, I split them into I split the ones that are going to feed the crowdfunding fund,
yep,
right? And then the other one, there's actually a group called Potions and Pixels that's in Charlotte that that basically deals with helping at-risk youth, and I donate board games to them.
awesome. Okay, cool. So then that might be a good barometer to see if. So do you keep any like they're forever
Oh
games that
yeah.
you? Okay, okay,
Oh, I have
okay.
forever games for sure.
Okay, cool. All right. So it is a good barometer if any of these games on the list you don't have anymore. So we'll want to talk about
Okay.
that as well. So number 2 I
Okay.
have, and I've played the intro and I think I'm going to love it.
Okay.
But I've been sidetracked. I just got into Arkham Horror card game.
Okay.
But this is Earthborn Rangers. Do I need to play
Fantastic.
this? So good.
Fantastic
Better
game.
than
Love
Arkham
it.
Horror? Should I stop my
Ooh.
Arkham Horror right now and go? Now,
Ooh.
keep in mind
No.
I only have all the new stuff. So I'm like
All the new
starting
stuff.
this is my starting point and I'm moving forward with it. So I could take a break.
I wouldn't compare the two. They're
Okay.
two different games.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
The only thing they have in common is that they're card games.
100%,
And
but and they take time. That's the
and they
commonality
take
I'm
time.
asking
And
you
they
to
take
judge on right
time.
now.
Andrew Navarro did a fantastic, him and team, and now MJ Newman has joined that group as well. Have done a fantastic job with Earthborn Rangers. It's one of my forever games. I am looking
Cool.
forward to the next biome. I love playing through the first Earthborn Rangers game. That was an exciting adventure. The second one where it went underground was okay, and
Okay.
now they've released another kind of small expansion that takes you back above ground. So I'm excited to play that. And then they've announced that they're releasing an Earthborn Rangers light game. Like it's in the same Earthborn Rangers world and everything, but they're doing it a little different, maybe to win over a different crowd
Yeah,
than
like the
the
Spirit
LCG crowd.
Island Target like game,
Potentially,
maybe. Yeah.
potentially. They haven't released anything about what it's like. They just said it's coming.
Okay. So
So
has your favorite experience been the first experience?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
the first full game, and I played
Right.
through that entire game, and I love it. I have fond memories of that game.
Will you replay that again? Does it have replayability for you?
Yes, it does. It
Okay.
does because there are things in the valley. There are many things in the valley I didn't do on my first
Right.
playthrough.
Yeah, there's so many cards. Do you
Yeah.
like the story it tells?
Yep, it's a fantastic sandbox game.
Are you a
Um,
narrative
it,
guy
it
or a mechanics guy
I
or a blend of both?
I'm a little bit of, well, narrative wins. Narrative gets me in.
Okay.
Mechanisms keep me. And so the narrative of Earthborn Rangers is phenomenal. The
Yep.
mechanisms within it, the mechanisms within it are really good. There are things that I like and things I don't like. It's good to the really good section to where, yeah, I'm as if they keep spitting out content, I'm gonna keep buying it.
So that's something you'll kind of just keep dipping into
Yeah.
forever as far as you
Yeah.
know. Okay. All
As
right.
far as I know.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, then I probably might move it to the top of my list. However, there's one other. Actually, there's two others I own that are on this list
Okay.
here. And actually, I'm going to swap one
Okay.
because this one probably should have been number 10. But Mr. President, I saw you did I saw, which didn't seem like a type of game that you play relative to the other things I saw, other than it's solo.
Yeah.
But it scared me a bit.
Try
I
new
love the
things.
idea of it. I like the weird, and I guess making a game about a presidency is awfully weird. So tell me, should I actually play it and dig it out of my garage, or just let it go?
Mr. President is, I would say, okay, so let me give you some insight. Mr. President takes an actual hour to set up the play.
Yeah.
And it takes an actual hour to tear down, and it takes 4 actual hours to play 1 year, and you have to play
How
4
many
years.
hours if you just read the rule book and don't watch a video? For you and me, that we're
It's gonna be a while.
a couple
It's
days.
gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while. So
Okay.
it is a really cool concept. I enjoyed the playthrough that I did. I genuinely enjoyed playing through it. The problem I had with that game is the game board. It
Okay.
is
A
it is a
mess.
clutter of madness.
Yeah.
It is a clutter of madness. It's like, well, the military, the nuclear arms of this of all countries are over here, but then the Middle East and all the maps of the worlds are over here. The presidents and the White House are in the center, but then your stuff's at the bottom. But then, oh yeah, you got to look down here at this other side to do other things. It doesn't flow, and in that lies the problem with that game and why I bounced off it, because I'm like, I can't play this game with this much chaos happening on the game board itself.
And it's also so
But
different than everything that I've seen on your channel. Like there's no, I'm looking
yeah,
down the list. I don't see anything else. Nothing political, or I mean most of it is, fiction, fighting
yeah,
something. I guess as a
yeah.
president, you're fighting somebody, unfortunately. But
Well, that this one is more. This game is not. It's like you're trying to de-escalate conflict,
you're right. Okay.
and the stuff, the events and things that you deal with are kind of domestic things, like your vice president got caught in a sex scandal and all this other stuff. So you have to deal with all those situations, or the Senate doesn't approve your funding bill or stuff like that. So it tries to play itself as kind of close to try to be as close to realism as possible. But it will constantly, in my opinion, it will constantly defeat itself because the board is a chaotic mess. Everything else about the game, I think if it wasn't, that game would be really fun. The mechanisms are really fun.
It might be better
Lots
as
of
a digital game.
it would be fantastic as a digital
Mm.
game. The amount of book reading you have to do is outlandish.
Okay.
Every turn you're grabbing a book for China, you're grabbing a book for Russia, you're grabbing a book for the entire continent, because they've kind of scoped all of Africa in the one. People say, "Oh,
Mm.
it's Africa's like Africa's a continent, not a country."
Yeah.
And so they kind of scoped it in there, and you just have to, the NATO and all that, everything has a book, and you have to
Right.
go through, and when it's that country's turn, you open the book and you have to go down like 3 pages of read this, roll dice, read outcome, read this, roll dice, read outcome, read this, roll dice, read outcome. That it would be a fantastic video game.
How did you get through it?
um I oh I
That kind of
think
seems
I think
awful
I
when you said it like that.
I think the mechanisms got me through it because the mechanisms are fun, of the game. Everything else of it was difficult, but the mechanisms that the designer and the developer put into it made it like, okay, I got to see what happens next, and
Mm.
it helped move things along.
The last one on my list that is a game I own is Iridia. I basically built my character,
Okay.
and there were definitely some things that were intriguing. Some other stuff happened. I actually think I started playing Elder Scrolls instead of it, and I did a ton of
Okay.
videos on that. So it's sitting
Yep.
next to me
Yep.
now. Do I need to pay the $75 in shipping and sell it, or do I need to actually play through this thing, which is about to win
Uh,
probably a bunch of awards this year?
are you playing a radio with anyone else?
No,
Okay.
no, I'll never play it with anyone else.
Iridia you'll start playing it, and then maybe the same thing will happen to you that happened to me. Iridia is a great game for people to play together. If you are going
Okay.
to play that game with someone, do it. It's fantastic. It's great. You're going to have a good time. Playing that game solo, I found that I enjoyed it way less than the people who were raving about it.
Did you
Um
play true
you
solo or two-handed?
Yes, I play true solo.
Should I play two-handed if I play it solo?
Um you can, but it's a lot of maintenance.
It doesn't really add to it.
It's just more maintenance for you.
Got it.
I'm not, and also I'm not a fan of kind of, okay, this enemy hits me. Where does he hit me? Oh, he hit me in the chest. Oh, he hit me in the hand. Oh, he hit me in the leg. It's like, no, he just hits me, right?
Okay.
So it's a lot of maintenance. Not saying the game is really well designed, and I think I gave my review of that when I said I'm kind of done.
Mhm.
The game is really well designed. It's well polished. It is a beautiful creation. It is not meant for solo gamers. Even though there's a solo
Mm.
mode. He made that game with saying that you and your friends are going to go on an adventure together.
That's too bad. I would
And
love to do that. I just don't have friends to go on an adventure.
yeah. Same. So it's more I was like, I see the beauty of this game, and I'm sad that I can't enjoy it to what the creator wanted it to be, because I play solo games, so I bounced off. I sold it.
Hey, did you finish a
Another game I
campaign?
no,
Okay.
no. I didn't even leave the continent.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
yeah, the another game that I feel falls into that purview is Agamonia. Um,
Okay.
Agamonia is a beautifully created game. The mechanisms in this game is fantastic. How this game plays is so smooth. It's not meant for solo players. It has a solo mode. But they've worked it to where you can play true solo, but the enjoyment of Agamonia comes from multiple people playing with you and you enjoying that narrative together.
So it's not
And
necessarily,
so,
well, not necessarily interactions. It's just about creating the narrative together and needing a second
yes,
person.
right, right. Because you'll play when I played Agamotto, I was like, this game is beautiful and it looks fantastic and it's vibrant and it's fun. And I had to control two characters. And I had to control two characters. I couldn't play true solo. That's right. And as I played it, I was like, I'm not enjoying myself. And I found that I wasn't enjoying myself. The world is great. I want to know more about the world, but then I taught Steve to play, and he and I played together, and I was like, this is a much better experience. And I was like, boom, it's
Interesting.
not meant for solo gamers.
Yeah, I personally I don't like playing two-handed. I like when a
I don't either.
game
Yeah.
I like to imagine myself as the person. It's hard for me to get into a game that I'm already having to use my imagination to get into the world
Mhm.
as two
Mhm.
people. I want my character to be built. I want to feel like I'm that person. And I
Yeah.
want to play with that person's perspective in mind, not like, oh, how do I
Yeah.
keep these two people alive? Which I
Y-
will foreshadow. There's another game on here that you very
Mhm.
recently have played, and it's a little lower
Okay.
or higher on the list. So we might
Okay.
get to something that you've had to play two-handed recently. All right,
Yeah.
so
What you
that's
got?
it. That's it for everything that I own. The next one, I
Okay.
just recently played my first Kinfire game, but it's the Euro version. You played Fire Chronicles, Nightfall, I believe it was.
Yes.
Tell
Yeah.
me about it. Do I need to
Fun
play
game.
this?
Uh, you
Is it a
don't own
dungeon
it?
crawler? No, I don't own this.
Yes. I could send you my copy because I'm
Okay.
bad. But it's an incredible game. It is really fun. It is really good. You will have to two-hand it if you play it solo.
Mm,
You have to. Um,
yeah.
but the card play of it is super simple that it's not a pain. Um, Playing it, that game is meant to be played with four players, bottom line.
Is it really?
But it's
Yeah.
still fun. I enjoyed playing it for what it was. I just hit a point. I'd gotten pretty far too. And I hit a point where I was just like, okay, I'm done.
I
And
find
that
it
was it.
odd that designers even design games like this with four players in mind. I just don't know people like that. I'm sure there are groups out there, but it seems like it would narrow the customer base so much because games like this, legacy campaign, dungeon crawlers. I want to sit
Mm,
down, take my time, think through my decisions, not worry
mm,
about am I taking too long for the next person. That's why I'll probably never play Elder Scrolls or Too Many Bones with anyone else. I think they're great
yeah.
solo games.
Yeah.
Even though I
Yeah.
have to play two-handed with Too Many Bones. Uh, Anyways, I forgot where I was going with that, but
Yeah, I'd probably say Kinfire. If you want my copy, you can have it. I can
yeah.
send it to you.
Well, if you say it's meant to play with four players, probably no. It's probably no.
It is meant to play a four player. But I will say, Incredible Dream did a good job with the game.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I can
I'm
get
good.
four
I'm good
players at
on
a competitive game more often at a medium to light range, but anything like that, it's like I got to play online TTS
Yeah,
or
yeah,
it's better have a good solo setup for me.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Next up, a lot of people say that this game is better off, should have been a video game. I selfishly want to play this because I want to really interview the designer about this design, even though I've never played it. It's Vantage. You played Vantage. Should this have been a video game?
Yes. But it's a good solo game. It's a really
Yeah.
great solo game.
Okay.
I it has it's meant it's not there's no player level that it's meant to be. You
Mm.
play it either one or you play it full, I think
Is it a
6
game?
characters again. Yeah, it's a full
E-
on game.
Even though it doesn't
You have to
have like an actual, like you don't have, can't you just quit when you want?
you
It,
can end the story after a certain point if you want.
okay. It's,
But it's emergent narrative. It's emergent narrative story. So you fly off your ship, you crash land on a planet that you don't know what it is, and you have to figure out where you are and what you can do. And so it's sandbox emergent narrative. You
Mm,
get to a point where it's like, okay, a rescue ship is in orbit and you can call them down to leave if you want. But you can say, no, bump that. I'm just going to keep walking around and play until you're done. There is more than one ending too. You can say you can complete your objectives and then say you're done, or you can just keep walking around the planet and seeing how things go. It's a really I played through every character in that game. One of them I'm not sure how they thought this character would play solo, but
right.
the rest of them were a lot of fun, and I enjoyed. That was a good game. That was a good game. I think
Okay.
you would like that. I
Do you
think you would
think
like.
it would be better with two? Because I thought like one of the gimmicks was
No,
being able to like look at the thing from different perspectives, and that's like one of the hooks
not
to it.
really.
No,
No,
okay,
no, because you're separated. You're on
yeah,
different sides of the planet, so
right.
you have to describe what you see without talking about what's on your card. The cool thing is that with two players, they can help you in some tasks. So I'd say yes, it's better with two player because one player you're on your own, you don't have any help. Where two players, someone on the other side of the planet say, "Hey, I'll give you this symbol to help you get that other thing."
How do they give it to you from
But
the other side of the planet?
that's their radio communication or something. I don't freaking know.
Teleport.
Teleport.
Okay.
But no, that was a fun. If you like emergent narrative and you're into true sandbox style games that doesn't have a lot of overhead, you will like that game. Like there's no crunch to it. There's no crunch to that game.
Right.
It's walk, move a tile, do a test, move on, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, narrative focused games have not been like my first love at all, and it's been
Yeah.
it's they've grown on me over time. I think the big one that stands out is Sleeping Gods.
Distant skies.
Yes, Distant Skies. It's like right behind me. That one I absolutely loved because it wasn't so overwhelmingly
Mm,
narrative, and there was a really fun mechanic that felt pretty puzzly around fighting. I enjoyed
mm,
getting the weapons and the cards, there were. It was just a really well put together, rounded experience.
no.
I don't know that
Yeah.
I've played a game that is overwhelmingly narrative focused that I've come away with like going, oh my gosh, this thing is
Okay,
incredible.
then skip Vantage. Skip
Okay.
Vantage.
Well, it might be. See, I'm open minded. I might play D&D
Yeah.
someday without feeling like a dork. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's. I'd probably say you might want to pass that one by then.
Okay, cool. The next one I just watched a review on another channel called The Grove. I don't know if you've seen The Grove or
No, I
not.
haven't.
Really cool channel. It's a group of friends that I think there's like
Oh, cool.
6 or 8 of them essentially. I
That's
can't even
awesome.
tell who owns the channel, and I don't think that anyone does. In fact, I'm going to learn about that. I'm interviewing them Wednesday. But they
Awesome.
just did a Stone Saga review, and it just like the idea of crafting and like putting things together and you didn't know what it was going to make and go and have to like read the codex and like, hey, maybe you found this like incredible like rare item and you put it together and it created this really cool thing,
Yeah.
or I created an arrow but I have no idea how to create a bow, like
Yeah.
that like spoke to me, and I saw that you played it. So tell me, should I play Stone Saga?
You will have to play two-handed.
Okay.
Um, but
Is there a
that's
lot
a,
of
but
upkeep?
no.
Okay.
The craft it has the best crafting system I've ever seen in a board game.
It
The
seems so cool.
best. It is amazing. It has there are things about it that initially with me playing that I'm not a big fan of. I hate fishing. I don't like how it works.
What do you mean? Oh, you just don't like the way they do fishing? I thought maybe you
I
didn't like fishing in
Oh,
general.
no, no, not in general, but in the game, in the game, in the game.
Like, I just
No,
hate fishing. It's in
I just
there.
hate
I'm over
fish.
it.
No, no, I don't like how they did fishing. I don't enjoy it.
Okay.
A lot of people will try to defend it to be like, well, you gotta blah, and it's hard for this because of this narrative feel. But I'm like, when I play it, I don't have fun. So
Okay.
foraging is fun. Mining is fun. All the other mini games, because it's a game of you learning and centered around mini games.
Right. And it's like kind of like
Um,
a sandbox where you can go and do what you want to do and send
yes,
people in
yeah,
different directions. And
yeah,
like they had
yeah.
mentioned, like, oh, somebody was in the caves forever and they didn't see him, but they came back and they found this really cool thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Which is really cool. It's a fun game. I like it. Just the fishing part I don't like, and the other part I don't like is the wall drawing thing.
Mm.
And I spoke to this with one of my friends where I was just like, just give me some stickers. I don't want to draw. I don't want to draw when I'm playing a board game. I just want to freaking play the game. I don't want to draw. I don't. Well, drawing will be fun. Yes, when I was 6, I don't want to draw right now. Just give me some stickers and I'll slap it on there
Is
and
it
be done.
because you
Right?
didn't want to get criticized for your lack of artistic ability
No,
on stream?
no. I have zero artistic ability. I'm more than happy to admit that. I think it's just more. It became something I didn't want to do.
Mm.
Like, I actually felt I think when I played it, you'll watch it there where it's like, "Hey, draw on the cave wall," and I was like, "Nope. I'm gonna do something else."
What is the
And it
cave
wasn't
wall?
because
Is it just a piece of paper that they give
it's
you
just
or
a piece of
something?
paper. Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
it's a piece of paper, and you just draw on it, and it tells the story of your people. Basically, you're
Okay.
doing caveman paintings. You're
Is
doing
it kind of
caveman
like a
paintings.
journal activity that you have to do? Or it's a mini
Yes.
game?
No, it's a journal activity you have to do.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I don't enjoy that. I wish they would have been like, you could draw, or here's some stickers that you can use and be
Hmm.
done with it. But those two things aside, the rest of the game is incredible. I
Does,
would be surprised if that game doesn't get close or win game of the year.
really? Does the crafting feel rewarding other than like, oh
Yes.
crap, I made this really cool thing? Like when you make it, is it like a big boon to you?
Yes, it is very rewarding. How you place the pieces even matter. Like the orientation of the piece. If you have a stick, like a piece of flint and the stick,
Right.
if you place it on top, it makes something different than if you if you turn it to its side, it'll make something. It could potentially make something
Were
completely.
you ever
So
surprised at what you
orientation,
made because of that?
yes,
Or was it like pretty
yeah.
obvious? Okay.
Yeah, some of the things, the chat helped me I was like, "Oh, that makes
Oh,
sense,
you
it's
cheated,
obvious."
huh? I see how it is.
But well, they
Uh,
helped.
they're like, try putting it 10
Yeah,
degrees to the north.
usually they try to let me figure it out, but if when I get to a certain point and I'm like, "Okay, just tell me." I don't
Right. I
the
think I've
whole
seen you
element of surprise thing
do
wears
that
off.
before where you're like, no, 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 don't tell me. I'm trying to figure this out on my own, but I can't remember if it was
Yeah,
you or not.
yeah.
I
No,
would be the
yeah,
same
I've
way.
done I've
Yeah.
done that, and then when I get to a certain point, I'm like, "I'm wasting too much time on this. Alright, just go ahead and tell me." And they would say, "Well, turn this." They'll say something like, "You've got one of them facing the wrong way," and then my brain goes back into
Mm.
fugue, and I'm like, "Okay, I can fix that."
Are there hints otherwise on like throughout the game on how to craft anything, or it's just kind of dumb luck and you just
Figure
using
it
your
out.
brain on?
You figure it out.
Okay.
You figure it out. Yeah, you're caveman figuring it out.
Are there a lot of different materials other than a stick and a
Yes.
stone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot. You start off with what's in your area, but as you
Hmm.
move out, you find new materials. You find materials that can be used to make new materials. You get a workbench that can craft new materials into bigger things. So
Hmm.
the pool, there's an immense amount of cards for crafting. So you
Right.
can make a lot of things.
Does all the mini games add to a bunch of rules overhead?
No.
Okay.
No, forging is pretty straightforward and it's fun. I think it's fun.
Really?
Yeah,
Very
it's
cool.
just you draw 2 cards, look at them. 'Em. They're pictures of an environment. You choose one, discard the other, draw another 2 cards, and you build up, like, and you're able to take one main thing and anything connected to that one main thing from those pictures. And it's hard to describe that way, but it's done. Foraging is done like a really fun mini game.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to take your word for it because, like, we have already established words and like making pictures in my head doesn't work. I need to set it up and see it.
Yeah, yeah. I do still have Stone Saga, and I plan to bring it back to the channel. I do enjoy that game a lot.
Cool. I actually haven't watched your playthrough, but after watching the review, I am gonna go watch your playthrough and get excited about it. Is it even available, or I'm sure it's sold out everywhere?
You should be able to find it. I think
Okay.
Games has or no, it's Open Owl, not Open Owl
Okay.
Games has copies that can be
Yeah,
purchased.
I probably shouldn't be buying games though. I need to
That's
get a
crazy
job.
talk. I don't know what you're talking about. What
Even
are you
when you don't
saying? I
have a
don't
job,
understand.
I have been buying games, but I know
That's
it
why I
is
have
crazy.
that's why I have the crowdfunding fund, because
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
like
I know. I need
I
to start
also made
selling
my
some stuff off for sure.
yeah, I made myself a promise. If it can't fit on the Calyx shelves, I can't. I have to call.
Oh, that's
So there's
easy. Just
no
buy more shelves. Come on. Go crafting.
spoken.
Go
Go
forage
crafting.
for some shelves.
I
What an
don't have the
easy
space
rule to
for the
break there, Derek.
shelves.
How many games are in your collection now?
I think I did a tally, and I'm at about 64, I believe.
Oh, you have so much room. You have so much room. We
So
gotta
I
we
think
gotta
if you
get
look
you.
behind me.
I think Alex at Board Game Co is although he gets tons and tons of games for free. I don't get. I think he's trying to cap himself at 200 right now.
Oh, it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah. It is
It's
ridiculous. I
I
need like
what I
a
what I
bigger
think
house.
about when I think about board gaming is if I have to move.
It's so sad. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm
And
like,
how
if I
much
have to move,
damage they're all gonna take if you have to move them.
oh, it would break
All
my
that
heart.
investment. Ugh. And imagine opening all those boxes for the first time just to see everything.
Oh man.
You probably give yourself like 10 hours worth of organizing work by the time you move back in.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
All
I
right.
prep for it. When yeah. Go ahead.
Number 3,
Mhm.
we've been getting into dice a lot, me and my wife, and I've been trying to like expand her horizons to different games a little bit. And so I'm thinking Dice Throne Adventures. You play this. I think it looks really cool. I think the idea of adventures is cool. I've actually never even played Dice Throne. So do I need to play Dice Throne?
No, you don't need to play Dice Throne to play Dice Throne Adventures. I would prefer you play Dice Throne Adventures over Dice Throne. But
And is
what I would
adventures just an
really
expansion to everything else? Or
yeah,
it comes
it
with
basically
characters?
Dice Throne was a PvP game. That's
Right.
how it started. And Dice Throne Adventures turns it into a co-op game.
Got it.
So I would say get Dice Throne. I forgot the Dice Throne Adventures. You do need that, but they recently, within the last year or two, released. I forgot what it's called, but basically what they did is instead of laying tiles out and playing on tiles, they give you a map, and it's a very short map. It has a one shot. That is what that game needed. Um, and it is in Unchained. That's what it's called,
Oh,
Unchained.
okay.
And so
Yes, that's what you've played, right? Dice Throne Adventures
I
Unchained
played
on
all
your
I've
channel.
I
Oh,
played
a
all of
lot
them.
of it.
I've played
Okay.
Marvel. I've played all that stuff, and I have everything Dice Throne. I will
Mm-hmm.
constantly collect everything Dice Throne. I love Dice Throne.
I
think
had the
that's one of
Marvel
my forever
box.
games.
I backed it, but then it was going for
Mhm.
such a ridiculous amount of money. I actually sold it to buy more games.
Oh, gotcha.
So I
Yeah.
should have.
Hey, I'm not
Yeah,
mad at you. I'm
yeah.
not mad
I
at
mean,
you for it.
I got a stupid amount. This was like early on in the channel. I was like, oh, I need to have more
Yeah.
games to cover on the channel. You know, chasing those subscribers,
Yeah.
those hundreds of
My
subscribers.
I know the feeling. I know
Yeah.
the feeling. But Marvel Dice Throne, I love. Dice Throne, I think, is a lot of fun. Dice Throne Adventures is great if you get the Unchained with the one shots.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I would start you. I would say the one shot dungeons to run through, and just get two. You'll need Dice Throne Adventures to play it, but just
So
get
Unchained's only
two.
like $25, and then grab a couple of. I'd probably
Yeah,
grab the
let me
Marvel.
yeah, and you'll like it. You'll like it a lot.
Okay, cool. Well, that's an easy one. All right.
Yeah.
So number 1, it's your most recent game. This has been like a game that I have aspired to play. I'll probably never have the time, nor the patience, nor the group to play it, because you need to play it multi-handed. Kingdom Forlorn is probably closer to a game that I will play, but Aeon's Trespass has captivated me. I am not rich, so I can't afford it either, and it's an insanely expensive game. The art is so beautiful, yet the overhead is just insane. Stop me from buying the used copy I just found at my FLGS.
I
Please.
would say you okay, let me you would have to play all 4 characters.
Oh, that's so gross. Really? All four? I thought I only had to play two. So you have to play all four characters? Are there mini versions of them? Is that the way they do it? No. So it's full fledged. It's not like Kingdoms Forlorn where they have like the squires or whatever,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah, you will have to play all 4 characters. It there are nuances within nuances within nuances for
I
everything
watched
that you
your
do.
teach sort of the opening thing, and just like you describing the bosses and all the decks and the more cards that have
Yeah.
to come out. I was going like, ugh.
Yeah, yeah,
I want to be
it
in
is
that
not
world.
solo friendly. It is
Yeah.
not solo friendly.
Okay.
That's the Mark and I play it together because if he didn't, I probably would sell what I got. Like, it is
Really?
not solo friendly at all. It is meant for it to be played 4 player fully every time. No
Did you recently buy it?
no, I backed the Kickstarter when it
Okay,
first
so you've
first
had
came
it.
out, so I got
That's
that.
another one I
Yeah.
had. I backed and then I sold because it was so insanely. Well, I also heard, like, didn't know what I was getting myself into, and like the very first
Yeah.
thing was just like, oh gosh, you have to play with four, and you have to,
Yeah.
you have to basically, put yourself in a cave for a few weeks
Yeah.
to learn it, and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
Have you
it's a
found the
lot of
joy?
overhead.
Have you found the joy
Um,
in
I
it?
I did until recent. I don't
Okay.
like fighting fights that you are meant to lose.
Yeah, that sucks.
It takes the fun out of it, and we ran into a fight that it was you're supposed to lose this fight, and it was just crushing. Like, not crushing that I lost. The fight was just is like, why am I doing this?
Like it put you so far back.
It 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 didn't put us back. You're supposed to lose, and the narrative continues because you're supposed to lose.
Hmm.
It's just more. It was okay. Here's a good example. Um, the monster when if you accumulate 4 of these specific type of tokens, your character dies. The end. Game over. When the monster starts, it gives you a token. Then it plays a card. It gives you another token. Oh, look! After it does that, it's supposed to do its signature attack, which gives you another token. So very early on, you have 3, and when you're at 3, everything you do is -3 on anything you do. So it hindered you and it punished you. And a lot of people are like, "Well, when you get stronger, you'll be able." It's like, but this isn't fun. This isn't fun to me.
Mm,
Like, it's not fun to go up against something and get curb stomped in a game, right? I like games that put me in there, let me duke it out, and let it come down to the dice
yep.
and let it feel rewarding.
Hmm.
A game that does a great job of that is Primal: The Awakening.
Yeah, I
Every
love Primal.
fight, every fight comes down to the wire,
Mhm.
and it
It
feels
does
so
feel like
rewarding.
it's so well, it's like eerily balanced because it does
Yeah,
definitely do that. You're like, how is it
yeah,
doing this? Like without
yeah,
programming in the back end that's scaling something as I go. But yeah.
yeah. And when this game started, it did that with the Hecaton, which was the first boss that you fought when the game
Hmm.
started. It was it they nerfed it so that
Yeah.
you can survive it. And here's
Yeah.
this thing that's like, nope, we're not going to nerf it. You're going to get it at its worst state, and it's going to curve stomp you, and then laugh at
What do you
your
think's
corpse.
behind that perspective? Because it's clearly a conscious decision. It's not like they misbalanced it, right? Like they're meaning for that to happen. Where do you think when they're engineering, do you think they're engineering for like a masochist or
No, I think there's a vision from the designer, and some designers or there's a vision from the designer, and you find that that vision could get in the way of what you're trying to do. No, let it be crushing to them so that they know they'll want to come back and fight it. But they don't. I don't know if they test it globally enough to say how many people wanted to come back and fight it, and how people were like,
mm,
"Man, that's a slog." And
yeah.
I fall into that's a slog category. Like, you're turning me off to your game by making it brutally like games that punish you for the sake of punishing you, like Robinson Crusoe, will bounce me off a game easy.
Especially when I think there's a balance, right? Like if there's a ton of time investment leading up to that point, that is really tough to take. If it's a game
Yeah.
where, at least for me, where it's like, it's short, there wasn't a ton of rules overhead and investment in it, and I just get smacked. Too Many Bones is a perfect example of that. Yes, it is rules heavy, but I can just start over really easy. It's a one shot anyways, unless I'm playing the campaign mode, and I can just keep
Yeah.
going. A bad dice roll might have killed me, but I just get up and go again. But I think we run into issues when there is a ton of time invested prior to that bad beat.
Yeah, yeah, and there was a lot. There was a lot of
Yeah.
time invested where we fought some pretty cool 3 cool monsters, and we were like, "Okay, let's see where the story's going because 'cause we're happy to advance."
Right.
And then we run into this fight that's just kinda like I think when I got done with that, I looked at Mark and I was like, "I we need to play something else for a little while because this deflated me."
Do you
And
feel like time
I
will heal your wounds with it?
I don't know. I'll have to
Okay.
see because I don't know if I don't know if going back to it will bring that enjoyment. I'm excited for 12 Sins of Heracles and I'm really excited for Enormity. And so I
Yeah.
in that same video I mentioned I was like if you're making these two games, please hear me, right? Don't do this. This will I'm sure that there's a preponderance of people who enjoy the pain. I'm not one of those people.
Well, looking at the numbers that they achieved in Kingdoms Forlorn and then Enormity, even presumably off of people that have played
Yeah.
Trespass before, I guess something's working. Or is it
Yeah.
just
Oh yeah.
aesthetic? Like it's so beautiful. Like the products they make is just so
It's
cool.
gorgeous. It's
So
gorgeous. The
cool.
products they make are gorgeous. And they do have a fan base that I mean, I think a few people who give me comments in the chat said they've played through the entire game. I think they said it took them an actual year to
Right.
play through the entire
All the
game.
time, right?
And like all the time, but they're
Yeah.
playing it all the time, right? And
That's a
so
lifestyle game for sure.
yeah. And so it's more that's cool. You know, I'm really happy they found that their segments on them doing that to play it. I just hope that I haven't played Kingdoms Forlorn, and I'm
Did you
waiting
back
on.
that?
No, I didn't back that one. I'm Enormity is my thing because I really wanted a sci-fi space based game, and they're giving me what they're making what I'm envisioning. I'd love to see. I
And
just
you
hope
played
that
that
they
on
don't.
TTS, right? The intro.
I had a prototype copy.
Oh, you had a prototype. So did you like
Yeah,
it when you played it?
yeah.
And
Yeah, I
do
liked
you
it. There's some stuff I'd like to see them do a little different, but they're still making changes. The turn order is pretty simple. 3 cards, choose 2 of what you're gonna do at the end, right? I and then you can upgrade those cards. I'm just hoping that they find a way to keep people engaged and it not feel samey. Because
Mm.
I think after a while it started feeling samey, but that was prototype and they're gonna change that. I'm sure they're gonna change that up. But overall, it was cool. It was a cool experience of it's a cross between Event Horizon, that is an older movie,
Mm.
and uh I'd probably say like 2001 Space Odyssey where
Oh,
it's
really?
a generation ship that vanished just appeared in space and you have to go check it out. And you found that when you get on the solar array something there's a lot of solar flares that are happening so you have to get into the ship and just playing that segment was it was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun.
Do you feel like in Anne's Trespass it was telling a compelling story?
I'm still trying to figure it out,
Oh,
right?
really?
You get the sense of well, the overall thing is that something happened, the eschaton, which destroyed all the Greek gods. They're all dead. And you wake up out of some vat that you were frozen in on top of the Argo, and now you're trying to figure out what's going on. And we've been playing for a while now, and all I know is we're looking for King Minos, but we haven't touched on the eschaton or anything that's happened. Why is this monster chasing us? We don't know. It just is. So we haven't really gotten into, and we've played
You
a
played a
decent
lot.
amount.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've
I was
played a
just
decent
gonna
amount,
say
and
you've put in a good amount of hours to have that perspective on the story.
Yeah, but we haven't gotten to anything of why we're doing what we're doing as yet.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 12 hours or so that you've put on
Yeah,
tape at least.
yeah,
Probably
yeah.
another 24 learning it,
They
right? Like
and whatever comes out of editing, right?
have you yeah,
So,
I know. So are you cutting a lot?
I yeah, I'm not cutting anything from the play. What I'm
Right.
cutting is the downtime.
Do you literally go through or do you auto cut blank
I
space?
use a program that captures silences,
Yeah.
and so when I'm making a transitionary point, I just mute the mic, and when I'm back, I unmute the mic. So when I put it through the program, it's like this is a blank space, this is a blank space, this is a blank space,
Yeah.
and it just cuts those out and compresses it all together.
Yeah, I do that.
So
And
yeah,
that was like the biggest boon for me in Premiere Pro when they came out with that, be it that with the text editing. But I do find
yeah,
sometimes it auto cuts areas where I am being quiet that I probably should have been. I have to be cognizant of talking as actions
yeah,
happening
yeah,
and narration,
yeah.
which in general you do when you're filming. But there's been a couple where people be like, "Hey, there's just all of a sudden they're rule checking me on stuff like, hey, you had that card and you roll the 3. How did you do that?" I was like, "Well, I just accidentally cut it out. You just have to believe me. I'm
Yeah.
sorry."
Yeah, I have the program cut it, then I go back and review it and to make
Mhm.
sure that it didn't cut anything out that I needed, and that's when I posted. But there's no like, oh, during play, let's cut that. It's you're seeing the full play. It's just cutting out the silences,
Yeah,
and that's it.
cool. Okay, so that's the top 10 of games I want to play. It looks like I still have a pretty decent amount to play, but I think you've saved me a lot of time. You saved me time, probably 100 hours on Anne's Trespass. Oh no, I've totally forgot one. Holy crap, that's not it.
Well,
I just jumped ahead past number 2, a game that you've been playing a ton or throughout your channel. It might be your number 1 played game, Marvel United Multiverse. You've played
love
this
that
thing a
game.
ton, haven't you? You have
Yeah, yeah.
everything, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Uh-huh.
We did crossover campaigns. I did a crossover campaign with the Co-op Guild with Steve and Kim. We've played through Dom. He was the artist on the game Bomb Busters, which it's a great family game.
Awesome. Bomb
But
Busters is so good.
yeah, but he was all the art he did. But
Oh, cool.
he created this megaverse. He created first he did the massive campaign that had everything from season 1 and season 2 in it.
Mhm.
And we played through all of that, which is like 110 episodes I think that we did. And then this one he created the megaverse campaign with season 3, and we're at 146 episodes so far.
Holy crap. Is that what you've played more than anything? I'm looking at this. It's like
Yes.
you can't go that long without you playing this game.
Yes. It's what I've played the most of, but because it's short. And so it's very
Mhm.
easy to bring to the table. I
Not a lot of
love it.
overhead,
Not
you
a lot
can
of overhead.
less rules corrections.
I play it during my lunchtime at work, and for the lunchtime stream,
Mhm.
which I'll be doing tomorrow, it takes 30 minutes. Done and done. And
Very
and
cool.
I I love how simplistic but fun and thematic it is.
So I thought this whole time it said multiverse. So Megaverse is a campaign mode. Is that's made
Yes.
by the artist of Bomb Busters, you're saying?
Yeah. Yes.
So this is like a fan mode that's been
He
created.
created a map of all the characters in season 1, season 2, and season 3. And he interconnected them through these means that he has. And basically you have to fight all the villains and walk through the map to the end, right? And the end is fighting Galactus, and it was fun. It was
Very
fun.
so
We
one of
beat
the reasons go ahead. Go ahead.
we beat Galactus this past weekend. And
Is it
so
hard? Meaning like is there pretty good difficulty to
yeah, yeah,
succeeding?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, many of the villains are very thematic and very difficult.
Do you feel like you have enough obviously you're probably going to say yes, but enough agency and choice to make it interesting? Like,
Yes.
to me it's always felt like it's a lighter
It is light.
game,
It
but
is.
it's
It's very light.
still but a lot of people that like heavier games actually like this. And I always
Yeah.
wondered, is it because of the IP? But then a lot say it's the cool characters that you have to spend a lot of money on to get. It's not the base box stuff that's as interesting. Is that true?
I'd probably say only for season one. If someone starts off with core box season two and just has that, they can
Mm,
play it and have fun against those villains. I think it's 4 villains for a very long time. The really cool stuff comes with the SG, the stretch goal stuff, right?
yeah.
You get some pretty nice villains, a thick set of villains for free if you back the game. Well, don't say free; it's not free,
Yeah.
but
Well, it
it's
feels like free compared to someone like me if I go try to buy it now, an
yeah,
insane amount
yeah,
of
yeah.
money.
But if you're like, hey, I want to try Marvel United, I'd say either get the Spider Geddon core box or get the season two core box, and you will determine whether you like it very quickly. They don't you can find those for some pretty good price on Amazon still. Like
Mm,
they're not ridiculously priced, and you'll see if you like it or not and go from there. But
figure.
yeah, I love this is my second favorite game of that I would say.
What's your first?
Gloom of Kilforth.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
It will never fall out the number one
Right,
spot because
right.
it was there for me when I needed
How
it.
much money have you spent on Marvel United?
um
Have you've backed everything?
yes, I have
Okay, so
everything.
you haven't had to go yeah, on the black market to get any of this stuff.
I almost did
Okay.
because I didn't get into Marvel United until season 2 started delivering from Command because I
Mhm.
was like, it looks chibi, it looks dumb, I don't want it.
Right.
But my friend was always saying, you need to try this game. You're
Yeah,
going
that's what
to like this
everyone
game.
has said,
And
and
so
it's just
I
like,
tried it and I was like, oh man, that's awesome. So I started looking and I saw the insane pricing for the stretch goal stuff. When I went to my first Gen Con, there was a shop that was there that had everything. And so I bought everything from the shop.
oh, did you
And
really?
that's how I got everything. Yeah.
What's your
So
favorite character that you own?
man, that's a hard one. Huh.
Doesn't have to be the best,
I
just the one you just like enjoy owning.
oof, that's a tough one.
Is it?
I'd really have to think that. That's a tough there's a lot of them.
We
So
have
that would be a
15 minutes, so
I'd have to think about that. Like I probably would know more about I like all of them. I think I know it's a kind of like a cheap cop out answer, but
Mhm.
I do like all of them. I think best the best villain that I fought um has been Galactus was fun, but in terms of just kind of raw like frustrating is Legion. I think that is the best villain I've fought. That one's just he's a fun fight.
Can you play as the villains as well, like Marvel
Some of
zombies and
them.
stuff that they do? Not
Uh
all of them. Not yet.
some of them are anti-heroes.
Mm.
So like Legion, you could play him as a villain or you could play him as a hero. There are some that are just villains, and then there's some that are in between that you
Are
could
you a
play
Marvel
either or.
guy? Is this your
Yeah.
IP?
Um. Uh, yes, I'll say yes. I'm a Marvel guy. Old school comic reader in terms, but I also back DC United, and I
Mhm.
like the only DC thing I like is Batman.
Really? DC has some pretty cool um deep cut characters. They have some of the most wacky ones if you start
Yeah,
to
yeah,
go down the rabbit hole. I actually started to
yeah.
dig into DC a little bit after the most recent Superman movie. I really liked it for
I need
whatever
to watch that.
reason.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh my god, I came away with that going like that is such a cool movie. So
Okay.
I was like all excited to see like what's coming up in the DC universe. Like Clayface is coming out pretty soon. Uh,
Yeah.
and before seeing that the Superman movie, if you said oh Supergirl, I was like I don't care. But after seeing, it, I was like oh yeah, Supergirl's going to be awesome. So
It's gonna be good.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm all in on that. Have you seen the recent Avengers Doomsday trailer?
Yes, I have. I
Is
have.
that
I'm
exciting
excited
for you?
It is only because adventures movies are action movies, so
Mhm.
I'll enjoy a good action movie.
Mm.
I haven't had any issue with the DC, with the Marvel movies or the the cinematic universe. I've enjoyed what I've seen. Fantastic Four, I enjoyed a lot. The
Yeah,
latest one,
I like
I really
Fantastic
enjoyed
Four.
that one.
The style
Yeah,
that they shot that in was really, really cool. I had watched it
yeah,
though right after Superman, and I love Superman so much. It was actually
yeah,
sort of a letdown, but my wife and daughter came out of that going like, "That was incredible." I was like, "Yeah, it was. It was pretty darn good.
yeah.
Just not
I need
Superman."
to watch. I need to watch the Superman movie
Yeah,
and
you
see how
do.
it is. Usually Superman is tough for me only because I don't like people who are invincible. Like,
He's not.
eh, eh,
He's
well,
not.
he's got
Th-
the the
They.
kryptonite that makes
Yeah, I
him
know.
weaker, but it's just more. It makes it very. This is the reason why I like Marvel over DC is because
Mm,
the one thing that Marvel did with the X-Men was they 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 took they took all these things like anti-Semitism,
hmm
racism, hate, all that, and they bundled it all into this thing called a mutant. And they let the world they showed how people act when it comes to stuff they don't understand, how terrible people are. And it had a lot of minorities relate to it. And so
hmm
therefore a lot of minorities like the X-Men, and because of those things they're always pushing back against this racial hatred and things
hmm
like that. With DC, I like Batman because I like
Yeah.
Gotham's
The
just so gritty, you
Well,
know
it's
what I
also
mean?
the
And
realism. Batman is you and I. It's just a normal guy.
yeah,
There's nothing
yeah, it's
special
just a
about
guy.
Batman. He's rich,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. And so when it comes to Superman, it's just like it's very it to me, I view him like I view the Hulk. It's just s- you're too powerful. Like,
Right.
what story can I put against you? What villain can I put against you that isn't in god mode already? Like with
Yep.
Batman, it's you've got Joker, you've got the Riddler, you've got Clayface, you've got all these different
Yeah.
people with powers or non-powers that he needs to sort out so it becomes more realistic. But with Superman, it's just okay, let's throw a guy who is a planet crusher at you, and that's your problem for the entire movie.
Yeah.
So I want to see the movie because I know they try to play more into the mental aspects of things,
Yep.
of having great power and what that means and what people count on and things like that. But when we go to like those comic based things, it's also, unless it's a comic that's meant to be cerebral, it's more you're looking for the action in it. And
hmm
there's not a lot you can do with him that
I
that is that
go
that
watch
makes
the
it
movie. I
real.
want to say so much right now. I felt the same way.
Yeah.
And often I was watching that movie going, why is he so weak?
Okay.
Because of that same thing where I'm like, it's Superman. It's just Superman. It does whatever he wants. But from the very, very beginning, he clearly can be beat and he is not a god.
Okay.
So
Okay.
watch that movie. Um, that's
I'll
all I'll
check it
say.
out.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I'll
But I do,
check it
I
out.
do, I do agree with that perspective. I am an X-Men guy. I grew up with the X-Men cartoon. All
Yeah.
the X-Men movies were that was the thing. Nobody cared about the Avengers. It was all about X-Men, Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Jean Grey. All of
Yeah.
those were my people. I think they're redoing the X-Men movies, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah,
Again.
they're gonna move into that genre soon enough after Doomsday.
Yeah. So I'm excited
So
about
we'll
that.
get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the series that I was hoping that they would revisit in movies. They tried to do it once and the movie was a little campy, but Todd, I think his name's Todd McFarlane, created a
Spawn.
character called Spawn.
Oh
And
yeah.
I love Spawn.
Spawn's so cool.
I love Spawn. HBO actually did a animated series on Spawn that was really good years
I
ago.
I remember watching an animated series, but it was as a maybe it's not. Maybe I was just reading the
It's
comics.
no, it's probably as a kid because
Yeah.
it released around that time, but
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
really good. But I love Spawn because it was like, hey, here's this guy with a condition.
hmm
And it was, but it wasn't about that, it was about everything else that was happening like the storytelling in Spawn, I'll say the early days of when it was out was so good.
Oh, there was nothing like it. Spawn, the visuals of just
Yeah,
opening that comic and looking at it, it's like this is incredible. Like that
yeah,
long flowing cape that just would like,
yeah,
go through everything. It was just, really beautiful art as much as you can
yeah,
call it beautiful.
and it was very relatable because it was just more who the character was. When I remember he, who the things that they went through because it wasn't, hey, I'm sitting in this tower or working with this team of people. He was a bum in an alley, right?
Mm,
Um, well, his character is hiding with bums in an alley
right.
because he's trying to reconcile with who he is. But there was this really good stint of times where something happened and he got shot across the country and he landed in the South. And it was basically this one story about this well-respected cop who the town loved, and he was this personable person, but he was physically abusive to his children. And it how that entire story played out was so well written
Mm,
and gritty that I was
right.
like, I like I like the real of it, like how
Yeah.
they try to make it the real. And as he's making his way back to New York, he runs into these different instances of things to help. It was I highly recommend if anybody wants they read the old stuff. It's good writing.
Yeah, I think I still have a bunch of the earlies. I don't have number one. I think I started with number three, and I never,
Uh,
never went back and
yeah.
got one. Didn't care to as a young kid. I was just kind of just reading
Yeah,
them.
yeah. Just keep going
Um,
through it. Yeah. Yeah.
on my algorithm, every once in a while, there's like, oh, who would win in these heroes? And there's these guys that really just like know the lore and the power of like all of the. I
Mhm.
don't know. They're probably bullshitting. But Spawn gets really high. Apparently, Spawn is
Oh.
incredibly powerful relative to other superheroes. Not something I ever knew. So
Yeah,
that's probably
he's a
BS.
hell
But
spawn. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, when you have the power of hell behind you, um,
Yeah.
like Lobo as well. Apparently, Lobo is incredibly
High
powerful.
up there.
Also,
Yeah.
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 So I don't know. I'm not that deep into it. So we're gonna
Yeah.
wrap this up, but before we do,
Nope.
the last thing I wanted to talk about is like what's to come on your channel. Like what should we be? We're moving off of Aeon's Trespass. What should we be excited for on
Um,
Canje Studios?
yeah, I'll be moving off of Aeon Trespass, and Mark and I will be playing Isofarian Guard. So we'll be playing through that. There's still more Marvel United to play. Lots of characters to
Always,
still cover. Always. And
always.
I've been playing Sentinels of the Multiverse and enjoying
Yes, I've
it.
seen that a lot.
So I'm playing that. One of the viewers actually found the box that I was missing and was able to send it to me via Amazon, and so I'm very thankful that I was able to get that. So I'll be playing Sentinels of Multiverse, and once I finish with that, I'll find another game to play. One of my friends who I played Aeon's End with, he'll be back soon to play that, and I'm still playing through on Sundays. I've been playing through Zombicide, um, second edition, so I've been playing some games there for fun. I'm waiting on Lands of Evershade. When that comes in, that's hitting the table.
That's it.
So that's the game that I'll be looking forward to.
If you have anything coming up or anything you want to play on TTS that you can you use another person, I have a ton of time open. So I would love to play some games with you sometime, and maybe we'll meet
Oh,
up
cool.
at a convention. I don't know if you're going to anything this
Yeah,
summer.
I'm
Um
going to Gen Con this year as well. You should
yeah.
try it.
No,
It's
I'm
not what you
going.
expect, but it's good.
I'm
Oh,
going.
then I'll meet
Yeah.
you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm for sure.
Um,
I'm probably going to Origins as well.
okay. Yeah. In terms of playing on TTS, I'm trying to find my way back to it. The reason why I say that, I, before it was three of us that played every Sunday like clockwork.
Hmm.
And we played on TTS because one of them lived in Canada, one in the UK, and then there's me. And so, me and my two very close dear friends, we played Arkham Horror, the card game,
Hmm.
every Sunday. Right? We've played through every cycle except for what was just recently released, and we
Yep.
were on fan made content. Well, around March, one of them died,
Oh man.
and she was a dear friend, and it doesn't feel right at this time to play Arkham Horror without her. Like,
Yeah. Oh, I hear you.
she was the one who got me into Arkham Horror. She was the one who did all the player deck building and everything. And we Cynthia and I, we both were just like, yeah, it doesn't feel right to play this game with her right now. The wound's too fresh, so we'll get back to it. But
Mm.
we're trying to find our way back to playing games. But yeah, we'll be more once we get going, or if a game comes up, I'll reach out to you and see if you want to
Yeah.
join.
Yeah. If you want to get through a campaign together, whatever it is, I'm down for
Yeah,
multiple sessions. I can grind
sure.
all the time right now. So, yeah, and probably in the foreseeable future. So, yeah, I'd be honored to be able to play with you with something.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'd welcome it. I always welcome
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks for being on here. This has been we're perfect. 8:30, perfect. 2 hours. It just flew right by. It's awesome to talk to you. I hope others got to know you like I got to know you here. And I think so much of this world is in short clips, and I will be clipping this up to hopefully get more people to watch it. But
Sure, go
I
for it.
really hope to have people find this video and find you because you're awesome, and I love what you're doing in the hobby.
Thank you for having me. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Awesome.
I had a great time chatting with you. As you said, time flew by, so it's been great.
Cool. And we'll have to do this again, maybe more topic based, talk about some games we've played, all that stuff. If you'll ever come back, I would love to have you.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Just let me know when, and I'll come to hang out. Of
Cool.
course.
Thanks, Derek. I appreciate it. Have a
Yeah.
good night.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.